Okay, I think we are live. I don't know if anyone is watching it because we just started, but welcome to the Word Dungeon, the 100 Dungeon little launch party that we're doing today. Thank you very much if you've already backed the project. If you haven't, you can find everything you need on the back of kit page. I'm just adjusting a few things now. And if you do join us, say hello in the chat. Say hi, give us a wave. Hopefully, people will start joining and watching soon. So what I'm going to do this evening is I'm going to draw a dungeon, talk a little bit about the project, and once I have talked about the project, we are going to complete the dungeon together. So welcome. There are people joining. Hello. If you're in the chat, brilliant. Say hello in the chat. If you're not, some of you might not be because you haven't got YouTube accounts, but hopefully you're still able to watch what's going on. So this is it, or this is a smaller version of it actually. I printed this off a little bit ago. It has the dungeons, and normally this would be A4, but I couldn't fit it on the screen if it is a bit too big. But when you print it off, you'll be able to watch it, read it, play with it, and in here you'll have a booklet of 100 little dungeons, some insanely difficult puzzles in there, some easy, some hard, all hopefully a load of fun for you. So let's make a start. Again, say hi in the chat if you'd like to. I'm going to start by drawing one. I'll show you exactly how we do it. So I'm using an iPad and an Apple Pencil and Procreate here, which is a drawing app. And let's have something. I normally start by putting in a nice bright color the shapes that the dungeon's going to be. So let's give ourselves a bit of a challenge today. Let's have a think about something that maybe has a door in it, because doors are fun. And then let's bring across here like this. And let's think about where our entrance and exit is. Now the campaign launched about 2 hours ago, and it's going wonderfully. So thank you everybody who's backed so far. It's great to see so many people supporting the project and helping me. And so many people have helped me on the way through this with lots of different things, supporting me, sharing it, loads of feedback on the dungeons as well. It went through the UK review circle. A lot of the board game prototype community have also been helping out and supporting me with my little dungeons and giving me advice. And I'm excited that we're at this point where I can share it all with you. Okay, so this is our basic outline. And we're going to work through, we're going to build up a little bit of time, and I'll show you how it works. So I have plenty of things saved here, partly because I use them saved to help me keep consistency across the dungeon, but I'm going to bring, and partly so I can do this a bit faster on the live stream this evening. So I'm going to bring the door in there. Let's assume that we're going to start, add another layer in and change my brush. Let's say our entrance is going to be kind of here and our exit is going to be here. We're going to make our way through the dungeon, and we will put into this one, let's use some gemstones. So let's have a gem in maybe there. Let's take a second gem and put it there. Now in the dungeons, gemstones will score at the end if they all have the same letter in them. So when we finish this puzzle later, and hopefully we can do that together, when we finish the puzzle, we will have put the letters in the gemstones, so they will all have the same thing in them. And then let's do a treasure chest or two, and we'll talk. Well, at the end, we'll talk a little bit about what letters we might put in them. So let's put one up here. And if we like this dungeon, I will include it in the booklet as well. It's taken a fair few months to get the 100 of them drawn. and they are currently being laid out at the moment, and then kind of carefully tested and moved. Now, to get through this door, we're going to need a key, and we'll pop this key, let's drop it down at the bottom there. Okay, so that is all our icons. The next thing to do is to start building our outline. So I'm going to just drop this down a little bit so the pink disappears. I'm going to find a new layer, and this is going to be where I start drawing the edge of the dungeon. And we'll do some zooming in here so you can see what's going on. Okay, so the outline is fairly straightforward. We start by building out what's going to be the wall of the dungeon, giving it a bit of texture as we go. And sometimes we go outside the line. You can see I use construction lines, these guidelines, to help keep consistency across the full set. That's it. At the moment, I cannot see the screen that tells me how many backers we've got, but we were doing nicely early on, a really good strong start, which I'm super thankful for everybody who has already backed. Thank you for that. Right, if you are in the chat and can type, if you could say hello, that'd be great, because I'm going to need your help later to solve this puzzle. Bringing it in and around. This is just the outer wall of the dungeon. I'm rushing it a little bit because I'm conscious that you wonderful people are spending your evenings watching me instead of doing what you would normally do. Okay, so that is our outline. And at that point, I'm going to turn off that background, and I'm also going to get rid of these little arrows now. Okay, so that's looking good. We kind of have got what we need there. The next thing is the flooring tiles. So I add another layer in. I'm going to go small here, and then we carefully draw in our layer tiles. Now, a year ago, I wasn't drawing any dungeons at all, and this has been a year's worth of practice and drawing. I must have drawn maybe 200 little dungeons by now, including some of those big dungeons as well that were part of the main campaign. They're part of an add-on. If you haven't done one of the bigger dungeons, they're an add-on, and they're the same cost that the Kickstarter price was back in January. So we do our lines here, and then see, I can spin the page around. We do our cross ones, and this allows you to work out where you're going to be able to put your letters. So the word dungeon is it borrows mechanics from Scrabble, so the word placement. There's also some element of kind of crosswords and things like bananagrams. And I think that is all that is all the grid lines on there. And the next bit I'm going to do is we're going to add some shading in. So we will use the same brush, but we're going to drop the transparency, the opacity of that layer we're working on. Take our big brush there, and this kind of gives us a fairly nice shadow that gives some depth to what we're up to here. All right, so we build the shadow all the way around, like this. And here, so the tops and the left-hand sides have a shadow to them. The walls have a shadow. And we'll do the same up here. And you'll see how it all starts to build up into the dungeons that will kind of form part of the main booklet. They're all drawn in a very similar style, and they are all drawn by hand. Sometimes you'll catch me drawing them with a pencil and paper, but to do this many of them, I've needed to go digital, and I quite enjoy using the digital tools to draw as well. Okay, so That's looking nice. We're going to just drop down the size there, and we're going to come to get something. I'll tell you what, let's add some arrows. So you'll find an entrance arrow in every dungeon, and you'll find an exit arrow. And then, hopefully, whilst this bit happens, because this is the long bit, I'm going to do the hatching now. I can tell you a little bit. In fact, it'd be really good in the chat if during this bit you ask me any questions. So let me see if I can add start a QA here. Do you have any questions about, can't spell, the campaign? Start Q&A. I don't know quite what that does. Yeah, maybe if you ask a question. I don't know how many people are watching, so maybe there'll be no questions at all. But if you do have a question, pop it in and I'll try and answer it. Okay, so the hatching is, I think, what makes it's one of my favorite parts until I realize I have to do it all the way around, and then it just takes ages. Now, some very kind people have told me that I should get a brush that does this for me, but actually I quite like doing this myself. It allows me to, it's quite, I don't know, meditative. It's a difficult word to say. Oh, so the question from Emmy, let me see the word. Select question. So question from Emmy. Emmy is my kid. She says, have I enjoyed drawing all of them? I always enjoy, so I'll try and draw 3 or 4 or 5 at a time when I've been drawing them. And I always enjoy the first 3 of them. It's this hatching that, as I said, is both meditative and then gets a bit tedious. But what I really enjoy is thinking about what the puzzle's going to look like at the start, and then working out what I need to do, and then moving things around. But yeah, pretty much I have enjoyed drawing every single one of them. Thank you for that question. It's lucky there's somebody upstairs in my house asking questions. Now the campaign is on BackerKit, and hopefully if you're watching this, you maybe have already backed the campaign. So thank you. And we've moved from, well, I say we, it's just me, moved from Kickstarter to BackerKit for this one to be part of their Pocketopia. So this is a whole group of games creators and kind of coming together with lots of different projects all launching at the same time. And you'll see, if you go onto the page, you'll be able to click on the Pocketopia and see all the wonderful things that are on offer, including other projects from wonderful people like Stammy Games, Sam from Stammy Games, who is also launching at the same time with their Ramen Rush project, their game. So do have a look and see what's out there. As part of that, I am part of the Tabletop Tavern banner. So on that, there's a number of different projects. I think it's about 13 of us all together, all working together to kind of support each other's projects. But also what happens in the banner is that if you back 3 of the projects within that, you are able to get some freebies. And the freebie you get from me is another full-sized dungeon. In fact, I can give you a little sneak preview of it. It looks like, is it this one? Yeah, at the moment, it's kind of getting drawn, but this is the new one at the moment that I'm working on. And this would be the freebie that comes as part of the, if you back the other projects as well. This is a full word dungeon, so full size one with multiple variants of it, different monsters. So that might be something you are interested in getting your hands on. And then you can see here lots of different sketches of different things. And we'll come in here and go back to the one I'm working on. Oh, I'm nearly all the way around. That confused me because I'm upside down. Let's come back to this. Try and be neat. There we go. Oh, no, we've got a little bit more of a way to go. So yeah, any more questions, even if it is from Emmy upstairs? I'm going to need some help later because when we try and solve this dungeon in about 3 or 4 minutes time, I am going to need a little bit of help in possibly the words that we use, but I'll go through how it works, how we solve a dungeon, and we'll make this one not too tricky. Right, I'm nearly all the way around now. Bit by bit. So yeah, every single line on this hatching is drawn one bit at a time. Excellent, nearly there. And we'll just come around the corner here. We've got the question window open, so if you do have any questions, let me know. I just spoke a little bit about the next dungeon, so the freebie that goes along with the banners. If you back my project and 2 other projects, so do have a look at the tabletop tavern banners. There's some interesting projects on there that you might like. And then right across the back of Kit Pockettopia project. Okay, right, we're nearly there. So we've got the dungeon. The last bit is a layer that I normally call muck. And this is some texture that goes around the outside. Again, I'm rushing a little bit here. That gives us some more dungeon vibe to it. Like, it's old and dusty and it's been unoccupied for decades or hundreds of years, apart from sometimes by some monsters. I'll just come around here. And these are just specks of muck that we might find around the dungeon. Tell you what, though, a bit of a shout out to a few people. So this took a long time for me to craft and perfect, and so but with a lot of help from a few friends, including Max Kozek, who is an artist and board game designer, and he has helped and supported with many of my projects. So in fact, to be honest, there's so many people who are super helpful in board games design. Loads of them sitting in this group up here, in the Board Game Prototype group. You can find those people on Instagram. It's a group of indie designers who kind of work together to support each other when it comes to campaigns and sharing ideas and tips and help. If you are a designer yourself, it's likely if you're watching this, you're already in that group. But if not, reach out and say hi. I say Max helped me get a better understanding of how we could do that chest really well. Okay, we're nearly there. I like to include a spider web in one of the corners. And also we want to have a little bit of texture throughout the dungeon as well. If you've just joined, if you can say hi in the chat, that would be great. So yeah, say hi in the chat, and hi Rachel, and can you yes, say hi so I don't feel alone. And then we'll try and do this puzzle together. Sometimes you put a bit of a line in there. So another really cool bit of the project is a bit called the community crypts. So there are 100 dungeons in the campaign, so 100 of these things. But there will also be up to 50 dungeons created and designed by you. So you do the design work on them, and I will draw them up. So you kind of give me your sketch, and I will draw them up, and I will turn those into a booklet of dungeons that you are able to get as part of the campaign, and those will go to free. Those will go out for free to all the backers in the campaign. Okay, so let's turn this into a puzzle then. So I don't have the icons I need for this, so I'll write them in so we know what the scoring criteria is going to be. Can you give me a suggestion or two suggestions for the letters that will go in the treasure chests? Yeah, definitely send more. The first 50 that come in will be part of the community crypts. So if you send one in, then I will draw it up and it will become part of that project as well. So hopefully there'll be about 150 actual dungeons to give to you. Some that I've drawn, but some that I've drawn them all, but some that you have made as well. Okay, so I need some suggestions. So we want a Y. So let's do that. Let's change color whilst we are writing. And yeah, let's put in this treasure chest a Y. So the rules with a treasure chest is that we score, I'll write it down here, treasure chests like that will score for 2 points. Gemstones will score for 3 points, we'll say in this dungeon, and that's if they're all equal. And we'll also, let's score for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 words that are 7 letters or more. Okay, and up at the top here, our second suggestion is the letter E. Okay, so this needs us to working together on this one. So in the dungeon, we do kind of one word at a time. We place a series of letters. We're going to start down here with a word either coming here or going across here with a letter that's placed next to the starting arrow. And that's how you start the dungeon. Every subsequent word must kind of go on top of those letters to form a path that goes and winds through our dungeon. Before we can get through the door here, we have to pick up the key. We'll also want to pick up these 2 gemstones, and we want to use the same letters on both of those. So can I get any suggestions about a first word to get us into the dungeon? I think it needs to be something that's nice and long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll be able to get 2 7-letter words. No, 3 7-letter words in this dungeon. Okay, bruises. So Rachel suggests bruises. Let's switch up to or fortune. Bruises or fortune. Let's try fortune. Let me think of this. Go with this color here. And I'll write that in. I assume it's going to have to go here. Now, this is our first word in there. Now, remember, there are things that we have to do here. Whatever we put down here, this letter that goes in the gemstone has to be the same as that one there. That one is probably going to form part of a big word that goes, oh, maybe not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Something big is going to have to go up there ending in R. So I wonder, what can we go down here, or what goes in here with the same letter that goes over here? Remember, we need to pick up this key to get us through here. This is probably an word, something ER coming through here. Unit. Okay, so unit is interesting because we couldn't immediately play it because I don't think, so let's say for example we played unit here. After that play, because the T is next to the Y, it needs to have formed a word, so it doesn't work as a word in this case. So that wouldn't be a legal way of playing. Something that goes along here. Interesting, unity and unit would work. So let's do Okay, let's come down here with the word tin. Okay, so we play tin. That gets us to the bottom line here. And then I'm going to go here, unity. Now that works because it connects to the Y and it allows us to have that word in there. And then we can take Rachel's suggestion of unit to go down here. That means a few things. This one up here needs to be a U, and this door here needs to be an I. Okay, now I need your help. What is going to go here? I'm going to draw that in a slightly different colour, and we can go over it again later. We know that needs to be an I. We want that to be a U. Any suggestions for what's going to come down here? Now, it preferably needs to be a 7-letter word, and yep, I think that's going to work. Rachel suggests monitor. So let's do that. M-O-N. That's the I we had before. T-O-R. That is excellent. Okay, we're doing really well. Wait, oh yeah, you could be a bad choice. Unless we can work out what goes along here. We might not score all the points, particularly because I'm kind of rushing this as we go. This needs something. Uni. Can anybody else think of what could this word here be? We need U something M, or well, U is tricky unless we can think of this 7-letter word that's going to go across here and has something here like a N. Could be an N. It could be an R. ER is a word. Can we think of any words that fit there? I'll pause a moment whilst you think. What could it be? Let's have a think. Are there any words that are going to go across there, or have we made this incredibly difficult for ourselves? Something. You can have eek from the chest. You couldn't have OK because that would class as an abbreviation. Okay, you could have. I'm just wondering if there's an one. Right, here you go. Here I think we could go with ma and ear and or. So I'm playing ear, an A and an R. I make ear and or. And then I'm going to come across with something like unsmart, which I've just checked is a word. It is to not be smart or to make not smart. Merriam-Webster says it's a word, so I'm going for it's a word. And then, and I'm surprised that we have managed this with the U, we've got unsmart across there, and then we're going to come down and we can go with something easy like the word to. Okay, so let's just check and see how we've done. We've got all our gemstones all have the same letter in them. So that's going to be 3, 6, 9 points for the gemstones. I'll change colour because that's difficult to see. 9 points for the gemstones. We have got the 2 treasure chests because we combine them into the words. So that's for 4 points. 2 times 2 is 4. And then the 7-letter words we have here: unsmart, we have fortune, and we have monitor. So that would be, these would be 4 each. So that would be for 12. That gives us 21. That gives us a total of 25 for this dungeon. So thank you. That's how we draw. That's how we play the game. And I hope that when we get the when the kind of in 3 weeks' time, when the campaign's done, there'll be about a week whilst I get the files just finalized and just right for you, and then all these 100 dungeons, including this one that we've just done, I'll remove that layer. So including this one, I'll make sure that's in there somewhere, become part of the collection. And thank you very much. Will, nice to see you on there as well. So they will become part of the collection. Things you can do to help me: share this with somebody. So if you all love a word game because you're watching, but if you know somebody else who loves word games, word puzzles, and is looking for something a little bit different, I can show you here what they'll be getting. So all of these are kind of different puzzles here, all waiting for you to have a good go at them. And I do hope that you. So this is I had an idea for this one, which is an alphabet version of one as well. And I hope that these are entertaining for you and kind of do that kind of, maybe on your commute you're doing these puzzles, or maybe in the evening you're kind of sat down this summer having a look at them and kind of passing some time. I do hope you enjoy them. I do. And I know that lots of other people. And here's that sneak peek of that dungeon as well. So this is the one that you'll get if you back 2 other projects in the across the banner in Pocketopia and Backer Kit. And this, you see, I've not quite finished it yet. I've got some more hatching to do on here. I've got to fill in all this area here with the scoring section that will go along with it as well. And that will kind of form the whole puzzle for you that you can get your hands on. And it'll be like the first set of dungeons as well. There'll be multiple variants of the same thing, so a nice meaty challenge for you. I haven't decided what the monster looks like in this puzzle. I don't know yet. I'll dig out some monsters and see who we're going to battle at the end of this one. Hopefully somebody fresh and somebody new. So that is it. This is 100 Dungeons. That was my live draw along and playthrough. If you are interested, there are lots of puzzles for free on the main page. You'll find a link to the Google Drive that has in it 7 puzzles from this last week, and doing them will give you a really good sense of whether this is the thing for you. I really do hope it is. Brilliant. Excellent. Well, thanks, Em. There we go. Thank you very much, everybody. I will leave you all to your evenings and say thank you for joining me. And if you're interested or kind of want to help me out during the course of this campaign, give me a shout. But the best thing that you can do is find the project, find somebody else who likes the project, head into a WhatsApp group and say, hey, have a look at this. These are fun. You might like them, particularly for your friends who like a Wordle or a Scrabble or any sort of word puzzle. So thank you very much. Have a lovely evening, and I will see you, well, I don't know, somewhere in a dungeon, a little word dungeon soon. And yeah, make sure you send those community crypts in. I'm looking forward to drawing them up and sending them out to you. So thank you very much. Good night and goodbye.